Ugh. Bono, my eyes. Now, if I look tired, it's because I well am, because I stayed up to past midnight last night, which I know doesn't sound very late, but I'm a boomer nowadays, and that's well past my bedtime.
Chop it, chop it.
But I stayed up for the release of the Mercedes W12, or to you and me, the 2021 Mercedes Formula 1 car. And when it finally released, I took part in 2 races. In the first race, I had a disconnect from the game because I left an update running in the background that I forgot about, and it closed my game at the start of the race, which was a thumbs up emoji. And then in the second race, I got netcoded to buggery at the start of the first lap. 2 thumbs up emojis. So I thought what I would do in today's video is sort of revisit it a little bit, maybe outside of a race, drive it a bit on my own, talk about it, and why I think it's such a massive deal that this car has come to iRacing.
Also, we're going to try out Brake Magic and see what happens. Certified Hamilton moment.
So yes, the W12 coming from the most dominant team in this current era of regs, although arguably though, the Red Bull I think gave it more than a run for its money this year. But despite the season is still ongoing, this car is now available for all us plebs at home to try for ourselves. If you listen to the Downshift podcast featuring James Voles, you get to actually hear a lot of the stuff that's gone into the design of this car, including Ant Davison essentially spending 3 days in a row flat out just trying to get the car to the place where it felt pretty much the same as the real life car and the car on their simulator. TLDR, lots of work, lots of data, massive amount of detail, and a lot of it is going to be lost on us. And here it is in the paint booth, which is kind of ironic because right now we can't really do anything with this car apart from change the number. And you see down the bottom there, change the sort of accent on the top. The paint template has not been released, and from what I am told and from what I understand will not be released because of a deal with Mercedes basically saying this is the livery you run on the car or you don't run the car at all, which is a bit of a shame because I would have liked to have seen maybe some different colour variants of this thing to pick people out in a crowd, but I also kind of understand it as well, so you know, one of those annoying things. But in the view we get an eye of some of the detail on this car. First of all, just down the bottom here, then go to the back of the car, the diffuser, exactly the same. Look at this shit. It's absolutely mad. All that stuff is there and modelled in-game. I can't even imagine how long it took the poor graphics guys, the poor designers to get all this stuff done and get it done the right way. Just having a little peek there. Can we see it? Can we see the illegal rear wing gap? Not stationary, we can't. Maybe we'll see it in-game. No. Just look at... I mean, I'm just stuck looking at this right now. There's so much detail there that people might even not notice when driving it, and oh god, I get a massive nerd erection for these things, man. But that's the exterior. It's time to hop in the cockpit and see what things look like on the inside. Just before I get into the W12, though, I've got to say a massive thank you to the sponsor of this video, which are my boys, Fuel for Fans. Nah. Perfect. No matter who your favourite driver is, Fuel for Fans have got you covered with absolutely tons of Lewis and Max merch, and I'm sure some other teams as well. And if you use the code Jimmy20 at checkout, you will get 20% off your entire order. So make sure to check out Fuel for Fans. The link is in the description below. Right, so we're in the pit lane in our W12, which is pretty amazing. Not gonna lie, it's so cool seeing all these little bits of details that of course you would never have the opportunity to see because funnily enough we don't sit in Formula 1 cars very often, us sim racing plebs. Really damn cool to see all that detail here, and on the wheel as well. There are so many different buttons on this wheel, I have no idea where to start. Thank you, Timo. That's very nice of you, mate. Thank you. What a cutie. We'll start with the in-car adjustments and we'll go to the absolute meme that is Brake Magic. That's right, they've included Brake Magic on this car, and if you look at my steering wheel right now, you'll see the number 57. That's our brake bias, so 57% to the front, 43 to the rear. If we then go bam and turn it on, we then have 75% to the front, which of course is going to do a really good job of heating up those front brakes, but does also mean that we're going to lock very easily if we touch the brakes too aggressively. Thank you, Nesta. Why is everyone being so nice to me? I don't deserve this. I'm a degenerate. You also notice we have things like brake migration, which from what I understand, to the best of my ability, is depending on how hard you hit the brake, sort of transfers the bias a little bit. So maybe, for example, going into a corner, the initial brake is quite hard to the rear, and then actually as you come off the brake pedal, it starts going further forward a little bit to keep the car more stable on the brakes. It's very confusing, and I'm keeping it pretty much on the default setting for now because, honestly, I don't understand it yet and I don't want to start fucking about with it now. What I do know, though, is our MGUK deploy mode is currently on attack. We don't want that. We want it on build for now for the first lap out of the pits. Then we're going to start building it up and have a bit of fun with it as we go on. So, yeah, there's a lot to learn with this car. And yeah, we're going to keep brake magic on for a bit for me and just show you what happens when you keep it on into a heavy braking zone. And out the pits we go in our W12, mate. This is so cool. I love VR. I know it's not VR for you guys, of course, but, you know, for me it is, so I win. Cone there, why not? You might also notice, by the way, while we head down to Eau Rouge for the first time, I say head down, we're just absolutely hurtled down towards Eau Rouge and Radion, and it's just flat on cold tyres, why not? Then we have no halo, because finally, iRacing have added the option to make it transparent, which you need really unless you are in VR. A lot of us aren't, of course, so having a transparent halo, very important. Brake magic. That's what happens when you try and brake hard with brake magic. You just have big old lockup. So we know what it does, but I'm not sure if people are going to be really using it that much in iRacing because stuff heats up fairly nicely on its own. And given the fact that we don't really have, you know, safety cars, etc., in iRacing, that I doubt we're going to see that feature used, but it's cool to have it. The first thing that jumps out of this car when you drive it is just the grip of the thing. There is so much. I'm just cruising around right now, and it just feels like my virtual neck is about to snap off. Like, unlike the X2010, where all that sort of grip feels artificial, you know, that fake Red Bull car that I've driven a couple of times, this feels like it could be real, and it feels just unreal fast. It really does. So we're going to go into sort of a balanced mode now, which is going to keep our MDU sort of charged and sort of going along, but not to the point where we're going to run out of battery. So DRS open, across the start-finish line. Let's turn this off. Or when I get the chance to, you get a bit of an insight as to how busy these cockpits can be. Even when I'm just doing this in VR, I'm running out of time to do things. There you go, that's nice. Tear off, and down we go then towards Eau Rouge Radion. Again, easy flat through here. Probably the last time we're going to see the this track and its configuration. An F1 car, let's go through it. DRS open, we see our relative up. We are currently 2 thousandths up. Losing a little bit of time down the straight. Our battery there right in the centre, onto the curb. And just the grip. Yesterday when I played this, I drove it, I was tired and also may have had a bit of spicy water. My brain was just unable to keep up with this car. Even now I'm struggling a bit to try and find, right, okay, where is the maximum of this grip? There you go, through X, now you're down to Puon. This was flat on softs, not quite on mediums, a little sort of hesitant lift there, but you're seeing how much speed we're carrying through that corner, just an insane amount of speed. Into the pit path, the front end just bites. It just bites so well on this stock setup. Now into Stavlo. I'm a bit cheeky on this curb on the inside. I've got to be careful there. That curb on the inside really upsets the car. You want to keep the car pretty much glued to the ground when you can. Don't yomp it over any curbs or anything because you end up just having a bad time of things. Check the mirrors. Make sure we're not being gained on by anyone. Probably are, but I can't see in the mirrors for now, so that's good. Easy flat. Through Blanchimont. Now let's try and get our braking right through here. You can brake so much later than that, Jimmy, so much later. But I'm just not used to being able to just mash the pedal when iRacing. That time's not going to set the world alight. I don't know if you even know what it was. A 44.5, so not bad. And then locking up. Oh, there's a rear wing there. And me just trying to get through this menu right now to get back to putting my ERS deploy mode onto... It gets stuck sometimes, though. I've noticed that. I'm not quite sure why it gets stuck. I don't know if that's a glitch or something, or maybe that I'm going through a sector and I'm not allowed to deploy it at this point. But right now I want to deploy it back to where it was, which is build, but I don't seem to have any control over that, and I don't know why, really. Regardless of me fiddling with the in-car adjustments, what we're going to do now is we're going to come into the pit lane, we're going to bolt on a set of the soft tyres, take some fuel out, put it on the quali map, and just show the difference that the ERS makes here, and again, just the potential for all sorts of different strategy and battery usage, just like in the R18, which I absolutely loved. So I just hope that the quality of driver isn't too low. This car, it's not, how would I put it? This car is easy to drive fast. It's really hard to get the last second or two out of it. So we've now loaded the quali setup, so I've got now a set of the Pirelli soft tyres on the car. I've changed my deploy mode to no deploy for the outlet whatsoever. We're going to do our best to try and get as much heat into the tyres as possible, and then we're going to switch it on to that quali mode, maximum attack, and just feel the difference that battery makes. Let go. It has put my halo back on though, but again, maybe I'll give you an idea of what I meant by the fact that it just needs to be transparent, because now you sort of have to look around it. I know you guys, I think, you're looking out on my left eye, I think, so you are seeing things slightly from the left, but of course, when you're seeing things straight on with one monitor, it really does ruin how things look. Oh god, even with zero deploy, this thing is super spicy. But just sitting here on the outlap, I think this is just honestly the closest that we're going to get, guys. The closest that we're going to get normal people to driving a Formula 1 car. This is a car that, even if we got into it, us sim racing plebs, that I don't think you'd even last a lap because of the forces, what's involved, all the stuff on the wheel. It's so much to take in, so much to do. It's like a manual just to go and do an install lap, you know. But in sim racing, we've been given this chance to actually get our hands on it, learn all the details, and do it in a risk-free environment. It's pretty fucking special. We're now on full quali mode. Let's go for a lap. Where do I brake? Oh, hard brakes. That car just stopped. Again, I feel like I braked far too early, but it was so easy to slow the car down. 8th gear, powering up our Rouge now, where before we were struggling to hit 8th. Now we're just driving through it. DRS open. Nearly 200 mile an hour. He's still down the bottom left there. There he is, 200 mile an hour down the straight. Use this curb on the left. Carry the speed as much as we can. So much grip, so much grip. How late can I brake for Rivage? Even with a little lockup, that was just criminally late for me. Little curb on the right. A bit of understeer there for no name. Now, I'm told this is flat in quality, let's find out. I still lifted a bit. I still lifted a bit. Not quite flat. Not quite flat. I think my line could have used some work though. It's just these medium speed corners like this where you think, my god, this car is just insane. Can barely keep out of it. God, that ERS makes such a difference. Just the relative, just easy time everywhere. 2 seconds up on my race time there. And that wasn't even a good lap. Still got the bus stop to go. Car in front slow, hopefully didn't hold us up too much. 2 stabs at the brake pedal there, not how you want to do it. DRS open. And the time, a 42.3, not bad, man. Definitely 41s in it, probably low 41s in it, to be honest, but wow, someone's now a 39.9. Fucking hell. That's a massive penis, sir. But yeah, guys, this is amazing. This is an absolutely awesome car. It's an achievement for sim racing. Never mind just iRacing. The fact that an F1 team works so close with a sim racing developer to bring one of the most advanced cars in the world, if not the most advanced race car in the world, to a sim platform for all us to try and enjoy and all us to experiment with and get to just be as close to the sport that we love as possible. It's pretty fucking amazing. I'm just blown away by this. I can't wait to do races. I can't wait to get into the intricacies of this car and just learn about it. I know it's going to be difficult. I know I'm going to suck a bit, but like, it's a challenge. It reminds me so much of when the R18 came out, and just when that came out, how much we all look forward to it, how great it was, and then just learning all the intricacies to make it go fast was part of the challenge and part of the fun. And this is like that, but turned up to 11. So just well done, iRacing. Well done. Look what the VR does to my face, man. Messes you up big time, but it's definitely worth it for that experience to be able to sit in the cockpit and actually get a feel for what it would be like to drive one of these cars in real life. Just amazing. As I said before, yeah, well done iRacing, amazing achievement. I'm looking forward to getting into it more. Hopefully you guys are as enthusiastic about this car as I am. If you did enjoy the video, feel free to tap that like button. You can subscribe as well if you want. I've got to say a massive thank you as well because yesterday we hit 750,000 subscribers. 750,000 of you have clicked that subscribe button. That's a number that is so hard to put into context that my brain just can't get around it. So thank you all so much for your support. You're all amazing, especially you guys who have become channel members and patrons over the course of the many years and support the channel. It's mad. Thank you. I don't have enough words to, or am intelligent enough to express how grateful I am. Take care. Have an awesome day. I'll see you all next time.